So, hi everyone. This channel's about twin flames, empowering your divine feminine energy, your divine masculine. And yeah, and my voice sounds like this because I get hay fever really, really bad. But because I'm a hypnotherapist, amongst all the other millions of things that I do, so I'm not bloody going about that right now. You can read it in the description bit if you're new. And hello, hashtag newbie if you're new. Welcome to the family. Subscribe if you like the vibe. And of course welcome hashtag oldies, my old timers, my old fam. Right, so but yeah, my voice really does sound like smelly cat, what are they feeding you? Phoebe from Friends. If you don't watch Friends, you're gonna be like, what is she talking about? Um so yeah, and also if you do suffer from hay fever, check out the healing that I've done. If you're watching this in real time, like today is the 1st of June 2023, but if you found this way in the future and you've got hay fever, it would be worth tuning in to my wee 20-minute healing that I've done. I've done my best with how shitty I was feeling, and believe me, you can tell I was feeling really pretty shitty. But the good news is, it was an experiment for me because I thought it's hard to heal myself anyway. Again, the hypnotherapist side of me says that is not a good affirmation, but it is just true. Like I could heal other people like click of fingers, right? Because I'm channeling the divine. And in theory, it should fucking work the same, but it just doesn't. And it's not, I've heard other people say that for them too. But a workaround that I've found is because me listening back to my own healing video would be like me listening back to my own hypnosis. Whatever it was, whether it was just the miracle of prayers or, the, like you said, it working like hypnosis, I don't really care. But I listened back to that video once before I put it out, and then I actually was guided to watch it again after I published it. And yeah, I had absolutely no pain in my throat. Um, like I did the night before. Because, like I said, the night before it was so bad. I did say that in the video. I was actually thinking, is this a fucking throat infection? But again, I really don't believe. I just got drawn to 222. I really don't believe in coincidence, right? And the pollen count is crazy high. Thank God today, God has given a miracle that it's actually. I don't know if I'd say cold, but it's colder here today. Yeah, and it is. The temperatures are kind of average and lower, like it's not a hot day. But I'm still keeping the windows shut. I might risk it, but I'm keeping the windows shut because it keeps the pollen out. And also, I'm just going into my life story here, so we might have lost folk already because I'm going into a story. But again, it wouldn't be me if I don't. So whatever. um, I and thank you anybody else that was holding space or sending me love as well. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Um, because like I said, that really couldn't have came at a worse time, like feeling like that. But again, you see, they're getting me to teach you about it. This is why it's good to know your astrology, because there are certain points of certain transits for everyone or certain transits for you personally. Oh, now I'm being drawn to free, 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 222, free, free, free. And that's Ascended Masters, that, it's good for you to know because your energy can be lower. And like I said, there's quite a few. There's a lot going on in my chart right now, that I'm keeping an eye on, and some of it, yeah, health stuff that it's like, right, I really do need to rest, and it's quite interesting because all the divine feminine, divine masculine messages that I've channeled, which I've got a few that I haven't published yet because they're telling me to not. Well, they're telling me to hold them back just now. And again, I kind of feel like it's because it can be a bit overload. Like I said, it can be overload for me channeling it when it's the same message coming out over and over and over again, which basically the same message that keeps coming out is divine feminine's rest, divine masculine's it's time to move. Like again, and that'll be different in different people's lives. Some people it's time to move towards your twin in the physical. Like it's time to move on from where you've been. You've learned the lessons your soul wanted to learn, and now it's time to do the scary bit and moving forward towards the twin. And I just looked at 441 backwards, which would be 144. And for some people it's just time to move in other areas of your life, whether that be business, career. Again, some people are completely changing up all of those areas of life completely, and I've supported lots of people I work with throughout the 8 years that I've helped twin flames. Um, yeah, blah 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 blah. So that is the message that keeps coming through, and but yeah, I'm wondering, maybe I'll be guided to publish those videos when it is the full moon, but I'm not really very sure. But anyway, so again, if you see videos coming out where I sound really bad, again, it's because I filmed it a few days ago. But again, my voice could be like this for a while, so we're just cracking on with it. Right, but anyway, that's what's going on. And I'm intending, though, when I'm filming this, like I said, it is Jupiter conjunct the North Node. So that is, opportunities coming about in any area of life. It's really going to depend where the Taurus is in your chart. Now, Taurus is the second house. The second house is about money, it's about values, it's about your assets, material things, it's about your home. It's about nature, grounding, all these sorts of things. So, wherever your second house, whatever sign that happens to land in, that's where things could be happening. And wherever, that's your second house, and wherever the Taurus is in your chart, you want to be looking at that as well. But again, there's loads of other transits going on as well. So it really just depends. Like, that's why it's good to know your chart. And if you'd like me to, if you've never had a session with me before, first of all, if you're brand new, you can have a free 30-minute Zoom call with me. And really that is just to meet me one-to-one to see if we get on, because let's be real here, not everybody gels with everyone else. So you might really like my energy when you're watching a video, but one-to-one you might be like, don't know if that's going to work. Again, be open-minded, because I do trigger people. I mean, even the people that tune in here all the time, I would have absolutely triggered you 100,000,000% in a session, and you're welcome. Because that's part of how I help, on people's awakening ascension process. If you're not triggered to kind of make a change, is it a good healer? Is it a good coach? I don't really think so. You know what I mean? Whenever I've got help in the past, whether it be on my healing journey, officially when I've moved into being a healer, or whether it be, like I can think of whenever anyone's made an impact on me on my counselling journey, it was always people I was a little bit, I don't want to say afraid of, but that is what I was going to say. And it's not a coincidence that whenever I've worked with people, as much as it kind of, I don't like comments like that, but I get what they mean. It's people would be like, yeah, I'm a little bit scared of you, like like and what's that? I'm being reminded of someone who was like, it reminds me of like a school teacher, but like a school teacher that like I wanted to work hard for, because I knew that they had my best interest at heart, and that I don't mind. You know what I mean? Because then it always reminds me of a teacher I had at school, and I hated school, and I don't like the word hate, but I really hated school. Then when you realise you've got ADHD further down the line as an adult, you're like, well, that makes sense. I was just smart and I knew what the system was all about. But basically, it's about, by the way, that's crazy. I just looked down at a deck I'm not using, and I looked down at, I was conditioned to hide my feelings since childhood. So you see how that can, oh God, and then I've not been taught how to express my feelings. You see how that can actually come from school with what I was saying? Because that's why I don't like school. It's like, it is like a jail. I've said this before, but it is. It's like you're trapped there for what, 6, 8 hours, whatever it is, 8 hours, isn't it? And you have to ask permission to do absolutely anything, to fucking go to the toilet and that. And do you know how long? I'm not even being funny. I think I still have issues with that. That conditioned me so much, school, about having to ask to go to the toilet, that I still, even when I went and done different training things and that, in person, I'd find myself asking if I can go to the toilet, and then people would be like either the people holding it would be like, "What are you asking to go to the toilet for?" Or you didn't eat at, you know what I mean? But it's not actually that, I don't know why I'm going into this, but it will be for someone. It's not actually that funny, and it's not that unusual if you think about it. We've literally been conditioned since the age of 4 or 5, right up until you leave high school, which here can be as late as 18 if you stay right on till the end. You're conditioned to ask to go to the toilet. So it's not that unusual that later on in life you would still be doing that, because it's been drummed into you. No idea what that's got to fucking do in it. Take out the whole asking to go to the toilet thing. I think they're just getting at the conditioning that we can have from childhood, from, well, school in particular, with what we're going on about here. And it just brings up the thing that I've mentioned before, and I'm sure you'll have heard other people saying this, like, why in school? I mean, they might now, but I've not heard it. Like, why aren't they teaching things like how to manage money? I think they probably do that in schools now. Well, I hope they do. I really don't know. Maybe you can let me know. I'd be interested to know if anybody's, you know, kids' primary schools or high schools teach them about money management and that, but they never done that when I was at school. And I've not heard that any of my pals' kids or that. But it's, they should be teaching self-love and self-care and how to manage your money and life skills that people actually need, rather than the big complicated maths equations that they try to teach everyone, that like a tiny fraction of people are actually going to do anything with that. Maybe if you're going to go on to be a fucking maths teacher or a maths lecturer or whatever, or some kind of profession where you really need the maths, but do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, agonising. Like, I'm not kidding, I have nightmares about maths class, and I always say the same story, but that's funny in itself, because I skived the maths class um in fifth or sixth year, was it fifth? I don't know why. Don't ask me why I stayed on till sixth year at high school. There was absolutely no fucking point. I slept in nearly every day. It was, and I wrote my own note. Like, I'd write my own note pretending to be my mum or my dad. This is this is hilarious. It's true, but it's hilarious because it's like, I cannot stand lying, right? So it makes me laugh that I done that. But it's like, I think I just saw it as, I don't know. I just, yeah, I hated school that much. I was like, well, fucking it. It's a bit like when I'm saying, like, look, I can't stand liars and I can't stand lying. But when it comes to needing to do that, so there's going to be something in this. When it comes to needing to do that to protect someone you love, or to protect yourself in that fucking matter, because I was like, listen, I'm no fucking getting in trouble for this shit, right? Like, I would just write wee letters and it gives someone a laugh. I used to tell this story all the time on Facebook. My dad, right, to see if I'd noticed, he wrote a letter once. Because sometimes I would ask if someone was about, like, if my dad worked from home at the time, so I'd be like, but sometimes he was in and sometimes he wasn't, right? So I would be like, Dad, can you write me a letter, right? And he'd just write a quick wee letter in a post-it note. But this one day, he just wanted to see if I'd noticed. And he wrote, Dear such and such, Claire wasn't at school when she was meant to be this morning. Fuck knows why, just ask her. Yours sincerely. And then he said, that was one of the ones he done, right? And I did notice. And then another time he wrote, Dear so and so, Claire couldn't, Claire missed school. And it was something about Harry Potter, which I didn't even watch Harry Potter. I still haven't watched Harry Potter the whole way through, but it was really funny. It was something about Harry Potter and Hogwarts, and that gives you a kind of energy of my dad's humour. But it was quite, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think that part, my dad just got it. That school's all the shit. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway. Whatever that means to anyone, let's get into this now. So, I'm going to do an intention for wealth spread. I think that might have been the one that I done before. And I'll use the same green thumbnail, because that's basically what... Right, listen, I've kind of battled against thumbnails for as long as I've been on YouTube, which is like... I've had this channel 8 years, but I was onto YouTube as soon as it came out, so however long it's been out, is it 13, 14, 15 years? I don't know. But whenever I started this channel, I was like, I'm not doing thumbnails and that, right? I can't be arsed. But actually, it doesn't take long, and when I do them, I do quite like them. So whenever I do the money ones, I'm going to use that green background, so you'll know. So say, for instance, if you watch this and you like it, and you only want to watch the ones that are about money and valuing yourself, and kind of like, I like to call it like New Earth money. Whenever it's a Taurus moon, I tend to be drawn to do one about money. You can look out for the green thumbnails, and that'll be these ones. So if you don't want to watch the other ones, like, right, okay, so anyway, intention for wealth. I'm just laughing, that was so random, all the shit I just spoke about, but it'll have something to do with someone. So, your beliefs, and I found them, yay! There's probably still a few missing, but whatever's meant to come out will come out, and I'm going to use another few random decks. And yeah, Spirit must really want me to have a rest today, because I usually pick my niece up from school, but because, like I said, half my family, like seriously, half my family are suffering with either hay fever or, like say, one of them thinks it is like a throat infection or something. So just in case, it was well, actually, one of my nieces must not be feeling well too. So yeah, so basically, I'm getting a day off. So, which I'm sad because I love my time with. I absolutely love spending time with both my nieces. But I'm just trusting that again. This is how Spirit orchestrates things. That I must have needed a rest, and I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that that full moon on Sunday is my full moon, and I'm not just being, I'm not just being selfish and greedy, but like, this is my full moon, it's nobody else's. If you are Sagittarius moon yourself, my Sag moon sisters and brothers, it is your full moon too. This is your time. So call it in. Call in the miracles, my friend. But wherever your moon is, and whatever sign you are, call in the miracles for you. And you might want to look at, well, you do want to look at where the Sagittarius is in your chart. Shit, I just started doing housekeeping and I went all over the place. Right, okay, so basically, yeah, you can have a 30-minute free Zoom if you're new. Like I said, basically, to call a spade, it's for me to check you out and you to check me out, see how we can work further with each other. And you don't need to feel the pressure and needing to book something right there and then. But I don't want complete time wasters, do you know what I mean? And the same goes for if you're a hashtag oldie, if we've not had a session for ages, which is basically I'd say most people, because I've not worked with loads of people this year, then we can have a 30-minute chat as well, and you can let me know where you're at. But again, it's the same thing. Like, don't just do it for the sake of doing it. If you were thinking about booking a session, soonish anyway, then we can see where you're at and make a plan to do that. And yeah, and so also remember that unless for some reason it doesn't let you do it, any of the sessions you can pay it in 3 parts. It allows you that. I think that's across the board now. I think they've changed it, that, but it's been there for ages. Like, it's been there for at least a year or two, or maybe at least a year and a half, that you can pay the session in 3 bits, and that even goes for the bigger packages. So I really do need to keep stressing that because some people don't realize that. And yeah, so basically that was when I'm talking about where the different parts of astrology are in my chart. That's what I could point out for you with this, where the planets and where the transits are right now for you. I could point out to you in a session, and you can read on the things what session that would be. But that would basically be my 144 session, because my bigger general sessions give you access to everything that I do. But again, any of these sessions you can pay them up. So right, I think that's that. Right, okay. So, and actually though, as I'm filming this on the 1st of June, I mean, it's Thursday today, it's Friday tomorrow. I'm not working with anyone. I'm not doing the free Zooms or having any sessions, until next week. So it would be till at least, what days? So if Sunday's before, so it'd be the 6th. So till at least, oh yeah, the 6th of the 6th. So until at least the 6th of June, I'll not be doing sessions. So, but if you email, we can arrange something from then onwards. But like say, see if the hay fever goes for me again. It's all very up in the air, so I need people to be patient with me. Right, okay, so because basically I can't focus, so especially like with counselling clients, but really never mind counselling clients, I see that with anyone, like, because I am a counsellor as well as all the other things, I need to be present to listen to you. And if it feels like my head's falling off and I just want to go to bed and pull the covers over, it is a bit like flu. I can't listen to someone, do you know what I mean? I can't even fucking read an email, let alone listen to someone. So, or hold space, as I like to say. So yeah, but I'm sure that's perfectly obvious. But like I said, I feel so much better today, so hopefully I can find a balance. Right, okay, so your beliefs about money. So obviously this isn't going to be for everyone, but I'll just trust that it reaches who it's meant to at some point. So this is your beliefs about money. I might pull in a tarot card here as well. Just your beliefs about money are: ask for your needs to be met. Right, so perhaps there is an issue around in the past or still currently asking, for you asking for what you need, whether that be from the divine, God, higher power, great spirit, whatever you call yours, the angels, um, or anybody else, like asking anyone around you for your needs to be met. And it doesn't necessarily be around money. It can just be you need help and you've been conditioned not to ask for it. That's a lot of people that I help. Right, so God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped, and it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. So, that is a widely known sort of thing with angels and that as well, is that they can only intervene, and your guides can only intervene, and your lovers if you give permission. So, you've got to put it out there that you need help, that you're asking for help. And there's an element of vulnerability that comes into that, which is why a lot of people don't like to ask for help, whether it be to a live earth angel around you, a friend or a healer or whatever, or even the divine. You know what I mean? It's the dark night of soul leads people to do that a lot of the time. That's what it's about. Right, see what I mean? It's like, look, I've started talking, it's already... That's why, like, it is a strange one, but it's like, the other night it did feel like a chest infection. But that's why I say it doesn't really matter. Like, hay fever can get that serious. If it gets into your breathing and your airways, it can be dangerous, you know what I mean? So that's why I done that quick healing, because I thought, even if it takes the edge off of somebody panicking, I know what that's like. So, yeah, anyway, right. And don't worry about me, by the way, anyone that is actually, I'm going to the doctor to get an inhaler, as much as it feels like they don't fucking work. It's even the placebo effect, even taking it, if it's going to make me feel that it works, just in case. So, right, okay, so what do we need for, on top of asking for your needs to be met from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle? What needs to go with that? Oh, and that's what I wanted to say. Although I'm saying this is about money, right? The way that I've always done my channeling, the Akashic Records, all of this any kind of healing that I do, I can be talking about money and I can be talking about your work and business and that, and it could actually be pertaining to how you feel about yourself, or valuing yourself or not valuing yourself, or love, or your twin flame dynamic. So just listen to all the words that are used, because that's the clever way in which it can be disguised. And I won't always notice. I'll just be channeling the way I'm guided to channel it. So you just be aware of that. Right. Your beliefs about money. This is how you'll know if it's yours. Of course, I'm saying yours. The weird thing is, because I help twin flames, this could be about your twin flame or you. So just take that in mind as well. Or both of you. Because you mirror with your twin flame. It's just you don't always mirror exactly the same thing at the same time. But I happen to feel when you're near in union, you do. But not with everything. So, for example, again, now that they're getting me to teach about this, it feels like that is going to come in it. But, for example, you could be the divine feminine that has went through your dark night of soul many years ago, and your divine masculine could either be in their dark night of soul right now, or coming out of it. And again, this is what I say, there's always a mystery around this. It's meant to be a mystery. And so that won't be exactly mirroring, but the way in which it could mirror for divine feminine is you could have circumstances around you that put you in a low energy, which then, in some people would argue about this, but there's no point in fucking arguing. But in some ways, I could see how then you could mirror your masculine, and it could be the way in which their soul or your guides are trying to say to you, this is how they're feeling, and you're mirror. So I get what they're saying there, but it's it makes sense, right? Okay, so it's a bit like how sometimes I think I'm ill with something, or a physical pain is probably a better example, and then actually it turns out they were just giving me a message to give to the channel, like to the collective, and then it fucks off. So for instance, as much as this is hay fever, and like I said, I'm even noting the fact that it might have been a throat infection, but I mean, for it to fuck off that quickly, like I literally only had it that night, it more feels like it was, because I'd said in that healing, it felt like it was a message for the twin flames out there that are finding it hard to express themselves, and then look at what the cards give. So do you know what I mean? It's weird in the way that they do things, because all of it's true. It is hay fever, but it was also a message for me to pass on. So anyway, blah blah blah. Right, this card, release. Yeah, there we go. So it's about releasing that need to do it all by yourself, and like feeling like you can't ask for help from your guide, your angels, your loved ones in spirit, the people around you. It's like, let that die now. Let that feeling. And it's, I haven't mentioned that yet, but it's a Scorpio moon right now as I'm channeling this. And Scorpio is about pain. It's about releasing. It's about, it's a death card. It is about letting something die. And look, that's how I channeled it. I was like, let this die now. Something needs to end. And that's actually how I described the Divine Masculines. It's particularly, it does just feel like that. Like there's a lot of things ending for Divine Masculines. And there'll be things ending for Divine Feminines too. Because like I said about the mirroring thing, but it's in different ways. So again, this is when they talk in riddles. It annoys me too. So there's a need to release. I'm just going to actually read that from the book. What's this card? Atonement, right? So there's got some... God, I'm not even using that deck. There's this one again. I done a big channel and it's on the thumbnail if you want to see the one that says about atonement and redemption or something. But there's something about forgiveness here, or either you or... I'm just going to say you're your twin. That's exactly what it's going to be. Your twin is feeling currently like this right now, or this is about you healing some kind of past trauma where you felt like this, where you were betrayed, stabbed in the back several times. I mean, there's so many knives there that I'm not going to fucking stand and count them. Something could have significantly happened yesterday as I'm channeling this, with the 31st of May. Yeah. So there's something coming up about that. There's something about forgiveness and releasing. Could be forgiven self. That just fell, so it wanted to be acknowledged. Right, so I'm just keeping in mind that this is your beliefs about money, but so far it's going into stuff that sounds like way more about money. Way more than just about money. It doesn't even feel like it's got to do with money at all right now. I can no longer keep your secrets. Oh God, interesting. This is about personal responsibility and release of blame. This is what I talk about all the time. It is time to clear your debris and move on. You cannot move forward while you continue to hide. This indicates healing family of origin issues. That feels connected to what I channeled at the start. And am I ready to face my past and let go? The key ideas are release, dwelling on the past, righteous anger, change in consciousness, judgment day, seeing clearly, hidden truth, great discovery, and the keywords are healing, remission, and integration. Right, so there's just a huge amount of healing going on here. And it could specifically be, I mean, this feels like it's, again, it just feels like it's going into loads more deeper stuff than money. But the question is your beliefs about money. So there could be a whole load of releasing what your beliefs are about money, basically. Because I'm getting that they're not helpful. And forgiving wherever they came from. It could be about generational healing. But like I say, it feels like it's way more than about money. Let's get, now this isn't a, oh there's a tarot deck. Right, so I feel like when I use this deck, I start channeling a masculine usually, but I could start channeling a feminine. But what is it we need to know about the beliefs about money in particular, so that somebody can work out whether this is for them or not? Oh, fucking hell, that's a lot. Right, so first of all, oh God. First of all, yeah, look, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles is about having the money, having the happy families, having it all. In reverse, it's about, having none of that. So whatever is contributing to you, either having a bit of that or having none of it. Like, basically you just, something's missing. So you could have all the money, but you've not got the happy family. Or you could have all the money, but you're alone. Or all the money in a happy family meant to be, but you're alone. There's lots of different dynamics for different people. But that's coming to an end. That's a karmic cycle. So this is definitely going to speak to someone that is not got the Ten of Pentacles. You've not got it all in some way. Like I said, it could be that you have got money, but you're not, money's not meeting your needs. It's not fulfilling you. It's not making you happy. It's not, yeah, all of that, right? And that's the karmic lesson that's complete.
And that's what you're being asked to release and move on from. What else is here? Oh my god, that's fucking powerful. And look how powerful, and not a good way, basically. But it's good when you realise that that's... It's good for whoever... And it feels like it is Judgment Day. Like someone is realising, I'm not happy. That's 2 10s. And I mean, these are 2 of the happiest cards, because it's like the Ten of Pentacles is having all the money and having the happy family, having it all. Stability, blah, 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 just living it up. And the Ten of Cups is happy families and true love and all of that. And but again, in reverse. So that's why this karmic lesson is learned, because it's like there's no happiness here. There might not even be any money. Like, it might be like there's no happiness and the money's draining because there's no happiness. But I am feeling for some few people it's like there is money, but it doesn't matter that there's money. It's like built on a facade, and it doesn't... if you go to sleep at night but you're unhappy where you are, but you've got loads of money in the bank and money in your wallet, it doesn't really matter. I just said money in your wallet, and I don't call a wallet here, so that's just for something American. And therefore, whoever this is making plans to move, because I'm being drawn to the wee camper van there in the world. It's like this person is like making plans to move on from where they are. And they might have already done it, and there's a message going to be coming. So again, you could be the person that this is speaking to, and you're... oh, this is fast travel too, so it's like yeah, like somebody literally could be on the move already from where they realised they weren't happy. Or you could be sending a message about that. I've realised I'm not happy, I'm moving on. And you could be sending a message to someone, or someone could be messaging you, telling you. So that's quite specific. Right, and you saw all the cards that jumped out, and what's on the bottom? Five of Wands in reverse. It's like someone's moving... oh Christ, and the Tower, and 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and Temptress, and the Devil. I mean, that's telling a story. Right, someone's like tired of all this fighting, and they're putting it behind them, and tower moment after tower moment, juggling. And again, it could have been juggling... this feels very twin flamey, like juggling whether to stay where they were or come towards you. It feels like I'm now talking... I'm talking to both, either you're the person or whatever. And it's like they've spent time balancing their own divine feminine, divine masculine, or you have, and realised who the devil energies were around them. You know, or this could just be the bad influences. It doesn't need to be that someone was that dark, but it's like just... yeah, not good. Again, this is the hot guy that's luring you in, but this could be a hot woman. Change it to whatever. This could be the chocolate cake. You know, it's just... it's all that glitters is not gold. Like, you follow this guy, you're going to be following a dark path. And again, this is all... it can be about celebrations, reunions, which it could be that with a stream, but again, it's like 3 of Cups. It's like frees a crowd. It's like a third party lured someone away in the past, where someone was not in a divine masculine energy, because it's in reverse, and it just ended up being hard work, and it exhausted them. There was a lot of lies. They've went through a death of the ego. They now want to give to another situation. I'm not reading the whole deck, but they now want to give to somewhere where it's equal. That's what I feel. Right. I need to hurry this up. I'm going to be here all day. But look, I haven't even shuffled these, and there's the devil card there too. But it's called ego in this deck. This is basically... this was someone was wearing a mask, and so they were attracting other people that were false. I'm going to shuffle and see if false person comes out. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So that is going to make sense to someone, because that's actually what I just channeled with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like material. It's like being impressed by material people, material things, and someone's realising this isn't what I want. See if false person comes out. That's going to be creepy. I hope false person's actually even in the deck. What else do you need to know about this? Because I need to move on to the next question. Adjudication. So that judge looks fucked off. So there could be something here about court, or... I mean, I did say Judgment Day, but yeah. There's something about court and despair and message of concern. Concern again. And courtship. That always feels like the twin flame card. Right, okay. So, whatever that's going to mean. Right. what you need to work through. And I'm just going to put the cards back as I'm doing it. So, no, I'm not, because I need to tie it together. Right, so, what you need to work through. I need to move this, because it's... Right, what is it you need to work through? Conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade organic goods, you live simply, and you purchase only that which you need. But that's very wordy, and it's all very do-goodery, isn't it? But I get what it's saying. It feels like it's picking up on what I just channeled about materialistic. Like, people that are just overly, like, there's nothing wrong with if you like, oh, that's so weird. I just said Nike. I meant to say like, but because of my cold sounding like voice, I said Nike. But yeah, like, say you like Nike, like, like, whether it's Nike or Nike, however the fuck you say it. Yeah, I've got stuff like, I like stuff like that, you know what I mean? And but it's like, if you're overly like, oh, I can't wear anything unless it's a make, then, you're kind of taking it a bit OTT, or like you have to have the next designer handbag, and then you're like living in the fucking Stepford Wives, keeping up the Joneses, where there's like, that kind of world has never been for me. You know what I mean? Like, where everyone's like, it feels like in competition with one another silently. I mean, it's kind of hilarious to see that when you see. I'm just not in that world, but it's like, but that's what that feels like. Like living simply. This is very shamanic. Like, you don't need all that shit. There's no one's saying that you can't have nice things and, have luxury, but do you need it all the time? Like, I think that's what I've definitely had that in the past, where people would kind of put me down to not needing a lot to be very happy, and like that I like slumming it and that. But actually, like, it's just that when you're prepared to like just be happy with not a lot, but also keep it in balance, that when you can have opportunities for luxury, you appreciate and you're grateful. I feel that's the best way to be, because I've definitely seen examples of it in the, whether it be, yeah, I've just seen examples of it where it's like, when people haven't got access to the luxuries that they had before, their whole world falls apart, and that's fucking, you know what I mean? You really need to get a grip. Like, so nobody's saying live like a pauper, but it's like, yeah, I think it's just about, some people don't realise how lucky they are. And it can be quite enlightening, and like, wow, like, you think that this is really bad, yeah, anyway, I don't know. I know what they're trying to say, but whatever. We'll be here all day. So what do you need to work through? Service. Look, and this is about being of service, right? And that's what I was just saying. It felt like a very shamanic vibe. Like, anyone that is truly, following a shamanic path, or that way of thinking, which I really do feel everyone's being guided to just go back to basics in a lot of ways, like, not being greedy, and making sure that yeah, just not being greedy is what's coming to me. But it's the question is what you need to work through. I feel it is about weighing up, like, do you actually need all that crap? That's what I'm getting from that. Conscious consumer. Is it, do you actually need all that crap? Let me just read what that service card is about. Are you seeing your life as it really is? Though we may wish things to be different, often we create just what we need. This is an opportunity to look at where you are today, give up what you think you deserve, and start being of service. Yeah, see what I mean? It's like something that, it's that word. I didn't really want to say these words, because it's what a lot of fucking arseholes use, like, to do with, any these different movements that are just from the, anyway. But the word that was coming to me was privileged, right? Like, privileged or entitled. Like, when somebody thinks like, I need to have this, this, and this to be happy. but actually it's like, it's kind of like ridiculous, like some of the things that some people think they need to be happy. And again, that's why it's like, it's hard to kind of give an example, because it's different things for different people. How does the idea of service inspire me? How can I make the most of my present situation? What can I give? Favouritism, unwillingness to compromise values, finding contentment, the joy of service, precious memories, and the keywords are compassion, loyalty, and strength. Right. What do we need? Let's do some. I feel like I want to do some of these. What else do we need to know about whatever I was trying to say there? What you need to work through. Oh. Jeez, what does it say? Cheer-filled. Someone new is entering your life. Could be your flame, because we've got torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Right, how interesting. I do feel that it's like a twin flame coming into someone's life, whether this is you or you're the other one. It's like, this person coming into your life is going to help to, not to teach you, but like just to show you by how they are that you don't need a lot to be happy. And when you can be happy with not a lot, ironically, you then, like I said, you can still enjoy nice things and nice holidays, but it's like the things that you were actually using before to make you happy. Wealth. Look at, I just said that. You basically, you actually can attract wealth. And remember, this is important that I'm channeling this on the Jupiter conjunct the North Node. It's destined and fated, and it feels like generational wealth coming through a twin flame union, which is what I always say. A lot of, not all twin flames, some, I know some that claim, whether it's actually, so anyway, it's like some twins can reach wealth before, or I don't know, be independent and all of that on their own, and then you meet your twin, and then you both join together, and you're even more stronger and all of that. But like I've said before, for others as well, it is actually that wealth doesn't really come about until you're together. And for some, I feel it's like, it could even be that you're both actually stripped of everything you've got, to the point of, what the fuck is going on? And then it's when you come together, you attract wealth like a magnet, because of the energy that you emit. And it's that kind of, two heads are better than one, but it's much more than that, because it's your own energy. When you're with your twin, it's like the bit of you that you've always been missing, that it's like, I know I've got it in me to be able to manage this. That's the way that they're getting me to say it, and I absolutely get what they're saying, because I think it's obvious why. Heartache over what you no longer have. Yeah, and you see, it's because when twin flames are apart, you never get over that heartache, because you never get over the other half and not having the other half of you. Even if you don't even fully understand what that's about, like if you're the masculine energy and you're still trying to get your head around all of that, you need to defend yourself. Like, you might be overly defensive, but it's going to be a change for the better. What does this one say? In great passion. And tulips are one of my signs of true love. Right, I'm not pulling any more of them, but that is clearly a strong message. But look, right, I feel someone that this is going to resonate with has been around, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Either that is, a twin could be suspicious of a twin, because of where they've been before their ego death. Absolutely. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Or it could be like a twin that's like afraid of like someone trying to change them and manipulate them, because that's what they've been around. So take it what fits for you, but I know that it's like bits and bobs of that are going to make sense for different people, right? But I'm starting to wilt here, so talking of tulips and flowers and that, right? So your feelings about wealth, but when I'm saying I'm starting to wilt, I really do feel that's me tuning in there, because look, this is an ill person in bed. It doesn't matter about the gender here, it's like, and then also, right, like look at this, right? That is like, that kind of looks like twin flames. They look very similar. Again, if you're same sex, just make it fit. Your feelings about wealth. successful funding. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding partnerships and other investments are available to help you. So obviously this is going to be specific to whoever. And your feelings about wealth. Faith. Yeah, so it's about that. That's really beautiful. And I'm being drawn to all the purple, which is definitely about the crown chakra and to me, but whatever it is to you. And bring it, and also the purple can be associated with like royalty and wealth. And when I said that, generational wealth. But I feel like bittersweet is behind it. Oh, and vanity in reverse. Wow. And despondence and completion, right? And balance. These are all the forgiveness, abundance, perception, joy, right? That's got. I totally get this. The question. Sorry, that's Megan, but I had to. The question. Fuck's sake. Sorry about that. It knocked it off. So yeah, watch part 1. It just knocked it off. So I'm just continuing. The question here is your feelings about wealth, right? So your feelings about wealth are, oh, I'm not going to get the money that I need. I've not got the money to do this, blah, blah, blah. But have faith and ask the higher power. And if it's really meant to be, something will come out of the woodwork for you. But again, I do feel it's after getting together with a twin, whoever that is speaking to. So it might not be like too much in the near future, but this is like it's you need to know this so that it's not something that an idea to put on the back burner. But again, for some of you, you need to know it a lot sooner than you think, because it is sooner than you think. We've got bittersweet in reverse. That's because you've been on a bittersweet journey, and like, you know, you're putting the ego death behind you. So it does feel like I'm talking about a divine masculine now. And the despondence, that's a word I was using a lot. And you know, you've completed a cycle in your life, which I've already channeled, and you're bringing about balance now. And look at all the unhappy people in this card. It's like this is all the people you're moving away from, just negative, unhappy, unhelpful people. And you've got a balance now in your life, and you're forgiving yourself where you need to forgive yourself, and abundance is going to come to you in a different way. And it's about changing your perception. I feel it's whatever you felt was abundance before, it's going to come about in a different way, and it's going to come from true happiness. Oh, that's really nice. Right, okay, so, and potential outcome if you do the work. Oh my god, this is so annoying if this video is like really short. I might try and work out, well, I know how to do it, it's just if my phone memory will allow me. So I might have added this to the original video, but if not, I mean, it is what it is. Potential outcome if you do this work. Sometimes when this happens, I'm like, I'm not going to bother putting it out, but I always do, because it's so specific. This will be, somebody needs to hear this, or a few people do. Potential outcome if you do the work. Attracting, not chasing. Yeah, so it's like, before, it's like, yeah, I felt like, you know, I did say that, I'm getting this feeling of someone's channeling, like, before I felt like I had to chase the money and work really hard and work myself on the ground, but now I'm getting it, that when I'm just truly happy, with nothing to hide and no secrets and not having to, you know, backstabbing, betrayal, and it's almost like they're showing me, I call it Liar Liar on the TV the other day, and think about how much I told me stories about lying and that at the start. It's like, to be a lawyer, you have to lie. Let's face it. And it's like, it's interesting because people have said to me before, I would make a good lawyer, and not because I'm a good liar, because I can't stand lying, but it's because I'm good at like fighting injustice, and I'm very balanced. Like that card's a bit like, I can look at both sides of something, and I can even be very, this is interesting, I can even be very impartial. And the word like impartiality is there. That, like, you know, just because I'm friends with someone, I wouldn't necessarily, like, I would be able to, like, I've said that before, but in the past, when I've had friends that are arguing with boyfriends, I wouldn't automatically take the friend's side. Like, I would basically, sorry, that's so horrible, I keep doing that, but like, I would listen to what my friend is saying, I would listen to what the boyfriend's saying, and I would, and if I felt my friend was wrong, I would say to them, and I'd be like, look, you know, I think you're taking it this way when he's meaning this, and blah, blah. And a lot of the time that would actually really help to diffuse what could be a massive argument or even people splitting up. And again, that is because that's what my soul's here to do, is to heal and help lovers, to mend the bonds hurt by pride, is basically what I always say, because that's for brave. But yeah, so wherever all that came from. So anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way. I mean, and look, see how that can fit for the twin flame journey. Because of the fears underlying chasing energy, instead attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcome and energy. So divine feminines, that's what you need to do. You need to attract and not chase. And you get to that point on the twin flame journey where you're like, look, I still really want this person. But like I always say, why the hell would you want somebody that doesn't want you? Like, even if they are your twin flame, and even if you know that they're going to want you further down the line, it's, yeah, just, you need to get to that point yourself. Oh, I just need to check what time it is. Right, yeah, my alarm is going off for a reason. Right, so what else do you need to know about this? So, time's up, the alarm's gone off, because it is an alarm going off for me, and I'm like, what time is it? I've lost track of time. So again, I feel it is this feeling if someone's lost all track of time, or they're like, how's all this time went past? I'm swapping in and out. Look, there's gossip. Gossip is going to be behind you, because this card's one of my favourites, and I really strongly I've always identified with it, and it's in recent times it's crazy how much more. But it's like, all these negative people, see, that's who a divine masculine's moving away from. It's like everyone's gossiping about her. And basically in this fable, she's an artist, she's holding the paintbrush and she's doing something really different and she's changing people's lives. And but it's like people are jealous and envious of how different she is. And this is a heart chakra card too. She's opening people's hearts. But it's like, yeah, the people that are in a low vibrational energy are just gossiping about her and all that. So it's like, but that's behind someone. Or it could be like, I can definitely see how that would be like a divine masculine doesn't care who's gossiping. And it's like, look, because this looks very sad, complacency, and it's like they're no longer going to leave this how it is, and it's like they've worked on their self-worth, or you have, to be with the, I was going to say with the shaman, yeah, because that is the, that's hilarious. That's the divine that's basically the divine feminine, and she's a shaman. So it's like they've worked on their self-worth to be with the divine feminine, basically, because that card's about divine feminine energy. Yeah, miracles coming about, right? Okay. And what else do we need to know? Potential outcome if you do the work. Oh, and remember, that was about if you do the work, all this work, whoever that made sense to, that's what comes about. Yeah, if you do the work, and that is the 8 of Pentacles. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. That's when the divine masculines are going inwards, doing their healing, and learning about the twin flame journey. But you don't do it forever, then you have to release that part and move on to the miracles of actually being in the union. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. And that's what I've been channeling the whole of this thing. Time to move on, time to move on. And this is in the wrong place, but it's clearly in the right place. Crystal clear vision. And you're watching Crystal Clear Visions. There are no mistakes. And there we go. Ace of Cups. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, enhanced intuition, a new home. And I did say that about the Jupiter conjunct North Node can even be things about new homes, or I've been channeling the shorts about, moving countries and that for some people as well. So, but yeah, there's new beginnings here. And there's a lot about spiritual growth mentioning on these cards as well. And remember, that's amazing, because that was a potential outcome if you do the work. Is basically miracles, abundance, and true love. And celebrations. A celebration, a wedding, a graduation, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. And this is very Venus and Mars and Leo energy. And also the full moon and Sagittarius about having fun. And we've pulled a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative fear-based thoughts. That's what's going to be behind you. And also that's going to be behind you, hermiting. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. Someone has been, both twins basically, this resonates, has been doing a lot of that. And it's now time to, and I feel there's still, look, time to rest or take a vacation. I just said that. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide that. Doing a lot of herming, doing a lot of healing. And that's basically what's going on now. But what's coming is miracles and from that and happiness. And I need to go because I'm wilting. So hope this was yours, or I hope it made whoever finds it needs it. But I need to go and rest. See you later.